Hello and welcome to this weather briefing. My name is Dan Gregoria, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in San Diego. I wanted to discuss with you the first Santa Ana event of the season developing here over the weekend, which will bring with it heat, gusty winds, and critically low relative humidities. Let's take a look at the overall weather pattern here we expect. We had a trough move through California. It brought some cool weather to the area. But now you can see the trough is actually lifting out into the plain states, and building behind it is a ridge of high pressure. That ridge will build across the Great Basin and produce offshore flow here in Southern California. Again, the first Santa Anas of the season. So let's take a look at the weather highlights. Offshore winds developing will become locally gusty Saturday night and Sunday in the mountains and the foothills. And then those offshore winds will allow temps to heat up here, especially Sunday and Monday, getting really hot, even all the way to the coast. And it will become extremely dry with plummeting relative humidities, increasing the risk of quick spreading wildfires Sunday and Monday. So let's take a look at how windy it will get. The strongest winds are expected Saturday night into Sunday, and a wind advisory is in effect then for the mountains and the coastal foothills. We're talking about the Santa Ana foothills here in inland Orange County, as well as the mountainous region and the foothills into the inland valleys of San Diego County, where local wind gusts could reach around 45 miles per hour. Now let's look at the heat. The heat will really be building this weekend, so that by Sunday, here we're looking at the forecast high Sunday, you can see inland locations west of the mountains where that heat really is building with some triple-digit readings, but temps across much of the metropolitan area soaring well into the 90s, and cooler at the beaches, but not so cool, in the upper 80s to near 90. So a heat advisory is in effect for the Inland Empire, the inland valleys, and all the way to the coast. Taking a look at the heat risk for Sunday, this is an experimental National Weather Service product showing the heat risk across an area and really what you need to take precautions for. West of the mountains, you can see much of the area in a moderate to even locally high heat risk. What that means, if you're doing any outdoor activities in this heat, definitely take precautions. Do your activities in the early morning or later in the evening when it's a little bit cooler, and make sure to drink plenty of liquids. It's going to be very hot out there. Taking a look at the forecast highs for Monday, it only gets hotter. We're talking about triple-digit readings across many areas inland from the coast. And you can see, even along the coast, we're forecasting 93 at Laguna Beach and Oceanside. Look at that, 101 in Miramar. It's going to be a very hot day. Again, a heat advisory in effect west of the mountains, where it's going to be blazingly hot. Not record hot, but very hot, especially after that cool spell we just had recently with that trough I mentioned earlier. Now, looking at the heat risk for Monday, similar to Sunday, but actually it expands a little bit, and you can see more reds, more high heat risk across areas west of the mountains. And notice close to the coast, that offshore wind is going to bring that heat all the way to the coast. So definitely, again, take precautions because it will be very toasty out there. Now, another thing, with that downsloping wind, relative humidities will actually be drastically lowering, actually plummeting. And this is a look at minimum relative humidities during the day Sunday, and Monday will be very similar, into the single digits across the inland valleys, and even as we approach the coast into the teens and 20s. And this presents actually fire risk across the area. The fuels, those grasses will be getting very dry. And so we have a fire weather watch in effect for the mountains, the Inland Empire, and the inland valleys. Worst conditions look to be Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon with those very low relative humidities, which could lead to rapid fire spread should wildfires break out. So definitely something to be concerned with during this first Santa Ana of the season. Thanks for watching this weather briefing. We'll keep you updated. As always, visit our webpage at weather.gov/San Diego. Follow us on Twitter at NWS San Diego. Have a great one.